Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the month of October 2025. You have the Seahorse spirit says watch and wait. You have the Sandpiper spirit says be playful. Yeah, it's a good time for playfulness, enjoying life more, trying to enjoy life more. All those other things are great at this time, so I would definitely do it. You have the Queen of Cups here, and she is a card of making sure to follow your heart and do things that fulfill you. So I think that would be a great activity for you at this time. You start here in your current general energies with the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Pretty good for love if you want it. It's a pretty good time for love in general. So the Page of Cups can be an admirer, of course, or like a new person who's interested in you. And again, just like a general admirer. Could be an earth sign or a water sign. Could be any sign. You have fire here as well. Could basically be any sign. But I do feel it is like someone new. You might have to like travel to see this person or something with the Chariot showing up here as well. But I don't think that's necessarily going to be true for all of you, but it is popping into my head. So let's see what's going on for you. You have the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, again, in your first row for your current general energies. I feel like something's developing here, is the word that's popping into my head with the Page of Cups. This does not even have to be love. Like, sure, it could be, but I feel the Page of Cups is a dream. He has this fish in this cup, and we don't know if that fish is real or his pet or part of his imagination. All I know is that he has to capture that fish and make sure it doesn't jump into the water behind him. And so I feel for some of you that something that you've been dreaming of having or doing in your life is starting to become a little bit more real. And I would do things to make it even more real, is what I feel like the card is saying. It's like you might be getting very close to like launching one of your ideas or writing a book or whatever it is you're doing in your life. And I feel this is saying there are certain things we can do to like make sure we bring that down into reality, right? And that's what I would do with the Page of Cups. I mean, I'm even getting words like habits, developing habits around what you're working on. Things like that could be very good. You have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, we are in a very heart-based time, especially for you fixed signs. Uranus is going to retrograde back into Taurus in November. I just hit puberty, so my voice is cracking. But, again, in November, we have that Uranus going back into Taurus. And Uranus and Taurus for fixed signs is about freedom and creating freedom. And so with the Queen of Cups, like she follows her heart. And she does more things that fulfill her. And, obviously that is a form of freedom. So I would be doing more of that, like follow your heart type of energy here. And I would also say with Pluto in your sign, Pluto's going to go direct. It's retrograde right now until the middle of the month. And so it's going to go direct this month. And a lot of you could find that you're having more ideas or more inspirations. You have the Ace of Wands right next to her here. And it would be a great time for you to really, kind of follow those inspirations wherever they lead you. They could lead you to move. They could lead you to make bigger moves in your life. And I would. You have the King of Pentacles. I do kind of feel this could be like the type of person that you're attracting if you are looking for love. It could be someone who's very stable, secure, predictable. The King of Pentacles, I do like the King of Pentacles in love because usually they're very serious about the connection as well. So you could be attracting a person like that. I also feel there is really good money stuff here in your reading. We go King of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, 8 of Wands to the 10 of Pentacles. So this would be like having it all. 10 of Pentacles, I always say, like, of course, I don't know that we ever truly have it all in life, but, this is about working towards making that happen. And a lot of you, could be doing things to set yourself apart in, work or business so that you can improve your finances here with the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is also about hidden or secret information. And so we'll talk more about that in a second, but just know that if you are working on anything, if you are trying to stand out, if there is competition with the 5 of Wands, that the 10 of Pentacles says there are probably things you can learn that will make you stand out. So if you're like trying to get a job and you're struggling, this might mean that you have to like get a certification or, take a class or read a book that makes you learn something that no one else knows, right? With the Page of Cups, you have the 8 of Wands, which you have twice in this reading here. So we go down to the 8 of Wands. This could be communication. So if you're talking to a person or whatever, this would be good. This would represent quick movement as well. I mean, Eight of Wands is a quick success, quick conclusion, quick whatever. Chariot, same thing. Chariot is, charging forward towards success. So, if this is love, this could definitely be something that's going to move very, very quickly. I would say down here, again, if you're dealing with competition in work, business, or really anywhere in your life, there could be quick movement if you do this right here, Ten of Pentacles. If you learn some information or learn something that sets you apart, then, again, that could be the thing that makes you successful much faster. And so that's something that I would definitely pay attention to here, Aquarius, with this energy. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Hermit. Yeah, not really a good time for Hermit mode, because we had the eclipse in Virgo, we have the South Node in Virgo. It's like the people that are going to get attention are the people who get attention. I know that sounds weird, but, again, if we want to stand out during Pluto and Aquarius, we have to make sure we're doing things to get attention. Also, we have Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Well, Saturn is in Pisces right now, retrograding. Neptune's about to retrograde into Pisces in October. And, but what I would say is they've already been in Aries. Especially Saturn is a very loud energy. So we have to be loud. We have to be willing to brag about ourselves. We have to be willing to talk up and speak up about ourselves, right? In work and business and love and health, pretty much everything. We have to be our own advocate, right? And, I think that would be a good energy for you to work on here as well. Especially if there's competition. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? With the King of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. So October seems to be a little bit of a competitive month for some reason. And, pretty much everyone has had the Five of Wands so far. I only have 4 more readings to do, and I'm done with them. And, so basically pretty much every sign has had it. And so there seems to be something competitive about October. Not sure really what it is. This could also say that there's competition for a person you're interested in. So I don't know. I'm not suggesting that you rush into anything here, Aquarius, but, might be time to make a move, or might be time to communicate with the Five of Wands. Especially if it's like an earth sign that you're interested in. Could be any sign, but earth and fire kind of really stand out to me here. Could be a person who has an earth and fire in their chart, but definitely something I would pay attention to. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this jealousy card. It says relationship radar, insecurity, and envy. You have this authority card. It says law and order, rule, structure, and rigidity. You could be, I kind of feel with the Five of Wands that you're attracting someone that people will be jealous of. So there you go. If you want love, I would go for it. We are in an amazing time for everyone to take the lead in their own lives. Like, we kind of have to do our own thing. I always say, especially you, Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius is the collective. But that does not mean that you become part of the collective hive mind, right? That means that you live your own life and you inspire the collective. Ace of Wands is inspiration. So I feel that especially over the next several years with Neptune and Saturn and Aries, we really need to be careful of listening, like who we listen to. And there's a big difference between, it doesn't say don't listen. It just says trust but verify, right? That's the time that we're in. Neptune and Pisces, we are going to see a lot of people who just blindly follow, or Neptune and Aries is what I meant to say. I don't know what I just said, but Neptune and Aries, we will see people who blindly follow people. And that could be to hell, right? So what we have to do is we have to get our own answers in life. And that is like the trick during Neptune and Aries, is that we have to listen to ourselves. It's like we can learn from other people, but we have to really figure out what works for us. And that's the whole leadership thing that's going on here. You have the Chariot, the Ace of Wands, and the Five of Wands. The Chariot is like charging towards success, charging towards victory. Again, with Pluto in your sign, you are going to be setting yourself apart. The whole point of the Chariot is that he is leaving the city behind him behind, everything he's always known, and he's charging in some random-ass new direction, and he just wants to see what life has in store for him. He's just willing to go on the adventure, right? And that's also taking the lead. Everybody in the city maybe is the same, and he's choosing to set himself apart. And so I feel for you to have a victory, not just right now, but well into the future. It's going to be about you kind of like marching to the beat of your own drum. And this comes up a lot for you, Aquarius, but like I said, it makes perfect sense with the astrology that you would be doing these things. And I think it would be a good thing for you to do. He controls the direction, by the way. These sphinxes, they're not attached to the chariot, but he has these stars up here, these moons down here, and it represents as above, so below. Like, he is in perfect alignment with what he wants. He is a perfect energetic match to the things that he desires, right? And so if you, and anything you want, I would just become an energetic match to it, and you will be successful. And it's very easy. All you have to do is go find habits of success and try them, right? And that's what I would do there. You have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, again, is a passionate new beginning. I feel this could be love. So if you're attracting love into your life, it could be a very passionate connection. The Ace of Wands, I also feel, is about you being an inspiration. I think everybody during Pluto and Aquarius, the next 19-ish years, basically, needs to be an inspiration, but you especially, because it's in your sign. Pluto is where we get our power. And so you being in your sign, it's like literally saying Aquarius will get their power through being an inspiration to others. So it's like you don't have to tell anyone to do anything. You just have to hermit. Well, don't be a hermit. You have to open that lantern up and shine your inner light. That's how you will be an inspiration to other people. You have to, share things, but it's more about living your life, right? You just have to create your best life, which takes discipline. It's not always easy to live your best life, right? And if you do that, then you will inspire others and you will be rewarded spiritually and probably here in the 3D as well. I also feel a lot of you are clearly moving in a new direction. The Ace of Wands, this castle in the background is crumbling, and it just represents out with the old, in with the new. And the Chariot is kind of very similar. So a lot of you are either creating a new beginning, or you're just starting new things. You have the Five of Wands again. Like I said, October seems to be there's something about competition, or it being a competitive month. Kind of the funny thing is, I also don't feel like it's a bad thing either that it is competitive. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes people enter into competitions for fun. So sometimes competition can be fun, right? It can be a good thing. And, you might find that there's a little competition this month in like work or business or whatever you're doing. But, again, I think that also is giving you the opportunity to up your game. Maybe that's what this reading is saying, is that it's time for you to like up your game in whatever area of your life you're trying to improve. I'm also getting something about health here or whatever. So like I feel some of you are like trying to improve your health or trying to do something to improve your health. And I would keep doing what you're doing, but this could literally represent activity. So, some of you maybe need to be more active, or maybe you already are. Let's see. With the Chariot, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is about looking at the evidence, kind of like I just said, trust but verify. He is giving to this person, but not this person. So he's giving to this person because maybe this person gives things back to him. There's an equal give and take. Six of Pentacles is about really trying things. It's about planting seeds, seeing what grows, seeing what doesn't grow, and then doubling down on the things that are working. And, that could be a very good energy with the Chariot. The Chariot is about momentum. We need to keep building wins with the Chariot. We need, like, if we can have one after the other, that would be great. And so the Six of Pentacles says, keep giving energy to things that are winning in your life. Just that simple. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, there's probably a big opportunity. I feel it's an opportunity that you're really creating for yourself. Some of you really could be kind of like carving your own space out in the world, meaning that you're creating your own, some of you could be creating a business, but, for others, you could be creating something that you work on. It could be like a social media or something like that. And, I kind of feel that you are creating your own place in the world. Even if you're retired, maybe you're, literally working on your space. And that's kind of what's popping up into my head with the Ace of Pentacles. And I do feel that would be a very good use of your time here, Aquarius. With the Five Wands, you have the High Priestess. Yeah, High Priestess is about trusting your intuition. And it's also about realizing your potential. And maybe that's why I feel good about the Five of Wands being competition. It's like we really can only see our full potential if we do stuff with it, our potential, right? And so I feel this is encouraging you to challenge yourself this month and again, this doesn't, maybe you're not like literally entering into a competition, but, you could be working on projects in a competitive field. You could be, competing with yourself, those types of things, and seeing, what your potential is. And I kind of feel it would be a good month for you to figure that out. So there you go. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, yeah, you can't make this up. You have this card that says tenacious individuality. That should be your mantra for the next 20 years, is that you are just an individual. You have this card that says nurturing on it. I would nurture your own individuality. You are an Aquarius. Your middle name is individuality, right? So I feel that embracing your own individual self more would be very beneficial with those two cards. You have the Five of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Five of Swords can sometimes represent taking a risk, which is what I feel for you. But it's probably the risk of kind of setting yourself apart with the Chariot that you are taking. It's funny that right next to it you have the Five of Pentacles, but the Five of Pentacles is coming up in the good stuff. And so the Five of Pentacles, Chariot, Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles could say that you are thinking about setting yourself apart. Five of Pentacles would obviously be the fear of making a mistake, of being left out in the cold. If you are making a maybe you're thinking, oh, if I do this, then people are going to turn their back on me or whatever. But coming up in the good stuff, it would say it might be time for you to take that risk of being left out in the cold, because you're not going to be left out in the cold. And I definitely feel that here for you, Aquarius, that, there's really nothing to fear if you are thinking about taking a risk with the Five of Swords. You have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands wants you to follow your bliss, basically. Page of Wands he's about to go on an adventure. And the only reason he's doing it is because he feels enthusiastic or excited about it. But that really means nothing, right? It's you can feel excited about something. And is it, whatever it is it going to necessarily improve your life? No, right? So he doesn't really have what we would consider a good reason to go on his adventure, but that's exactly why he needs to do it. And there's been a little bit of a theme over the past couple of months of people needing to be a little bit more happy-go-lucky, needing to practice non-attachment to outcome, which I'm pretty sure I've definitely said to you, Aquarius. So if you're inspired by an opportunity, and it could be coming from your own head, then I would start working on those opportunities or start creating whatever you think you should create. Because again, I think the outcome is going to be better than you think. We literally go down to the Ten of Pentacles, and Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. So you have the opportunity to build and leave a legacy, and I think doing it in a fun way obviously would be good. You have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, it seems to be a quick month. Almost every single sign, again, has also had the Eight of Wands. And Eight of Wands can just represent a quick flow of energy, can represent something happening quickly or happening fast. And so this month might be a blur for most of us. And, we might notice speed or things speeding up. Kind of makes sense. We have Pluto retrograde until the middle of the month. The thing about Pluto retrograde is it's like a magnifying glass. It's everything we are doing or thinking about, it's we're looking at it and we're trying to get to the bottom of everything, right? Which is kind of like a mental drain. And so with Pluto going direct, basically, plus we've had Pluto retrograde since May or whatever, it's sometimes I think, yeah, sure, retrogrades are strongest at the beginning and the end, but sometimes I feel when we get to the end, we've already been dealing with the energy so long that we're used to it, and so things can speed up, right? And that's what I feel here with the Eight of Wands, is that things are maybe speeding up in your life just in general. With the Five of Swords, you have the Page of Cups. Some of you could be taking a risk on love here, for sure. So if you want love, that could be the risk you're taking. You could be, the Page of Cups, again, can be a dream. So you could be taking a risk to manifest a dream here on Earth. And, obviously that would be good for you. With the Page of Wands, you have the Three of Swords. A lot of Three of Swords as well this month. I would say the past couple months, but we had that the eclipse in Virgo. And so it doesn't really surprise me to see the Three of Swords in everybody's reading. Three of Swords is about forgiveness, healing. We have to remove those swords from our own heart. So, sure, maybe some of you are dealing with a heartbreak and, all that other stuff. But I also feel that we are just in a time where we should be letting go of past stuff, right? So, I don't know. It's just very common energy. With the Eight of Wands, here you go. You have the Nine of Pentacles, tenacious individuality, right? Nine of Pentacles is independence. It is being able to take care of yourself. She really focuses on fulfilling herself. She has 6 pentacles over here, 3 over here. She's willing to give 3 pentacles to like any situation that enters into her life, but she always keeps more than enough for herself. So she doesn't over give. 6 of Pentacles in your reading, right? 6 of Pentacles is about giving in balance, but not over giving. And this doesn't have to be money. This could be time, effort, attention. It could be energy, whatever it is, doesn't really matter. But I would make sure that you are kind of giving in balance or not over giving to anything. It's about making the right amount of an investment, to the point where you're not like burning yourself out. And that is kind of like the focus that I'm getting on that card. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this intuition card, yes, and this past card. Some of you could definitely be focusing on healing the past. Everybody has been getting these intuitive messages because Neptune and Pisces, again, in the middle of the month, Neptune will enter into Pisces retrograde. So it is a very intuitive time. I would have like a little notebook. I don't know where mine is right now, but I have a notebook somewhere. And actually, I see it. It's on the floor over here. But I have a notebook. I write down all my crazy ideas, right? Neptune retrograde, also Uranus and Gemini, and especially because you're an air sign, is electric ideas. And sometimes, especially with Neptune, it's like, if you've ever read any of Nostradamus's predictions, it's like none of them really make sense. They're just like words. And, that's maybe the challenge with Neptune retrograde, especially, but also Uranus and Gemini, is we can come up with an idea that just doesn't make sense. But we should probably write it down because we might be able to make sense of it later. And so I would be collecting your ideas. You have the 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles, I feel here, is like the fear of being left out in the cold. The good news is it's showing up in the good stuff, so I feel you will be getting over that fear, and you will be taking a risk on something that could potentially leave you out in the cold, but probably won't. And that's what I would focus on here with the 5 of Pentacles, is doing things that, where there's a chance that you could, people will turn their back on you, but they're not going to. You have the 9 of Cups. Yeah, 9 of Cups and the good stuff definitely says make a wish here, Aquarius. So you could be doing something, or you could be wishing for something, and I would make a wish. Normally, I don't say that with the 9 of Cups because we have to, usually with the 9 of Cups, we have to match energy to get a wish. But in the good stuff, I would definitely make a wish with that card. This is what you could be wishing for, is everything with the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. It is kind of like having it all. And like I always say, it doesn't mean you're going to have it all, but it is a good card for working towards having it all. And that's basically what I would do, is start putting in the pieces. I also am getting a message here that if something it feels like it's missing, that is the thing you should work on. Could be love, could be money, could be some other improvement in your life. And I feel like the 10 of Pentacles is almost like pillars, in your life. It's like saying there might be a pillar in your life that isn't fully built out yet, and that could be what you work on this month. With the 5 of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Wands again. Again, I feel like you could be following through on an inspiration here, and it's like something that's coming from you. It's kind of weird. The Ace of Pentacles would normally be an opportunity that you are being offered, but I don't know. I just feel intuitively that you are kind of like coming up with an idea, and it's just coming from you, plain and simple. And whatever that idea is, I would follow through on it. Yes, are you kidding me? With the 9 of Cups, I literally said this is what you're wishing for. You have the 10 of Pentacles. So, exactly what I said there. I feel like you're wishing to have it all. And like I said, do we ever truly have it all? Probably not. But I encourage everyone to work towards it because it'll definitely make your life better. And oh my God, are you kidding me? With the 10 of Pentacles, you have the 9 of Cups. There you go. That is the wish that you need to make there, Aquarius, is the wish of having it all, or the wish of, creating something, having it all, which is usually something we do have to create. Can't make this one up either. You have this card. It says, a sincere wish is being granted. So obviously, this reading is talking about a wish being granted. 9 of Cups twice, 10 of Pentacles. So I would make a wish if you haven't already. You have this April card in this fair man. It says dealings or relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. You could be meeting a Taurus for sure. You have the King of Pentacles here, up to the Nine of Cups. So if you're looking for love, it could be a Taurus, April-born Taurus. It could be a person with Taurus in their chart or something as well, but there you go. Next, you have this love card. Yeah, it seems to be good, and the end of the year, I think, is good for love. Like, yeah, sure, we have Mercury going retrograde in November, but who cares? I feel there definitely could be a solid connection coming in for you. You have the Spirit says heartache over what you no longer have. Three of Swords, right? Needing to heal that part of yourself. It's an excellent time to take time to heal. It's a great time to work on blockages. There are 6 billion videos on YouTube about removing blockages, removing money blocks. There are 6 billion exercises you can do on YouTube for free, right? So I would just find some sort of blockage in your life and remove it, with an exercise. You have the Shield that says you need to defend yourself. Yeah, I mean, obviously I would have boundaries. Didn't you have a boundaries card, or am I making that up? I might be making that up here, but, again, setting healthy boundaries is always a good idea. But this looks pretty good, Aquarius. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.